Hey folks, welcome back to the channel, the Evil Dungeon Master channel here on YouTube. Hopefully you're having a great day. Today we're going to be continuing along on our series of MasterBook, talking about combat. After I did the first video, I emailed James back and told him I did his video for him, and if he wanted me to do a combat video focusing on how combat works, and he said absolutely. So we're going to continue along with that. TheEvilDM.com is my website. AskTheDM at TheEvilDM.com is my email address. You could join this channel for 99 cents a month to support me and my endeavors on this channel, and you get videos ahead of time as well as a members-only stream Friday night, which everybody really enjoys now, the new members, because they get to see behind-the-scenes look at us out of public eye, and we kind of get goofy and stuff like that. So why not, right? Anyway, yeah, if it's your first time here, don't forget to click that like button, and if it is you're returning, click that like button. Welcome back. Hit subscribe if you enjoy the content here on this channel. Anyway, let's get right into the nitty-gritty of MasterBook. As we pull up the MasterBook that we have, we start at page 17 because that talks about initiative order. Of course, it's 16, but initiative order. So in combat rounds, in the way they used to do it, you declare the combat starts, you roll your initiative, you announce the actions, then you act in order after you announce your actions. The GM summarizes and awards and flips over cards, depending on if you're using cards or not, which I don't really use cards. And the round begins the next new round. That is an old way of doing combat, and that was what a lot of the games back then did, was initiative, announce your actions, and then actually do it. I've always done it. In any game I play, we just roll initiative. Whoever's highest goes first, and I go to him, her, going down the initiative track. I don't do this determine initiative and then what do you do, 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 okay, then you go. I don't like that. I've never liked that, even when I was playing back then. So you don't have to do it. You can do whatever you want. It's your game in your house. But if you are doing a interaction round, which is like talking or trying to convince somebody of something or puzzle something solving, you would go in confidence order. Round order, you go in agility. So we're going to use our example NPC that's listed here in the book on page 35, Diane O'Rourke. She's a human, female, and she has agility, dexterity, endurance, strength, intellect, mind, confidence, and charisma. Remember how I said confidence? There's the key attribute right there, and agility. So we're going to focus on agility. She has a 9 in agility. Remember that 9, because we're going to have to come back here and look at this little chart down here. So it's her turn, Jill's turn. She's going to roll initiative for her character and look at the chart. So she got a 12 plus her 9 is a 21, and she has a 10 on her initiative. That's how I've always done it. Now if there's a different way that's done, please let me know and you can correct me on that, but that's the way I've always done when it comes to initiative order in this game. Also, when you roll your dice, if you get a 10 on any one of the dice, you get to re-roll it and keep re-rolling it, like exploding dice for a wild die, or exploding dice in Savage Worlds, for example. So now that we got that, we're gonna go in initiative order, and she gets to move. She can move 14 meters and as a simple action, and she can do something else, like shoot something, or I don't know, dance somewhere or something. Page 14 now talks about combat a little bit more. So each skill on the character sheet is tied to an attribute, so you can do something. So if she was going to do fire combat, as in firing a gun or something, she would use her dexterity and her skill out of 1. So she'd have a 9 with her attribute value, because you take the attribute value in the dex and bring it down. And these are the points that you get to distribute. Now, if you've ever played any D6 games, you know that when you get to skills, you get to distribute a number of dice, or in this case, it's just points under your skills. These are the number of points she was allowed to kind of put through and add to if she wanted to do it. So, like I said, she wanted to fire, say, her pistol. She has a 9 with a 0 and a skill value, because she has 3 in pistols, because she's specialized in pistols. So she has a 12 when she's firing. Pretty simple. Maybe, maybe not. We shall see. So now that we have established that she has a 12 without even rolling, what we have to do now is we have to beat when it comes, you come back to this chart on page 14, and it'll tell you based on your type of attack what type of defense you need to look at. So if the other party is not doing anything whatsoever and you're firing into her combat, you're going to be either they're going to be dodging or you're using agility if they're not going to be doing anything. So let's just say she's shooting herself because I don't have another character. Her agility is a flat 9. So if I do nothing else, I, as the other player, have to hit that flat 9. So let's roll and see what we get. So remember, we have a 12 already, but if we roll really low, it could screw us and take us below what we need to hit. So let's roll. Unfortunately, we got a 5. A 5 takes 6 off of it, 6 off of our 12, and we get a 6, which is a miss. We don't hit whatsoever, and she gets out of the way. Now, what we could do, let's just say she decided to take action this round. I fire at her. She decides that she's going to dodge. She has an 11 in dodge. She rolls 2 dice. We get a 7, which is a -3. And her dodge is, what did we say her dodge was? An 11 minus 3 equals 8. So now it's an 8. If we had a 6, like we had before, we still wouldn't have hit. So you could do either one of those things when it comes to doing it. Of course, obviously, when you're dodging, you're taking up an action for the next round, so you're going to be at a minus when it comes to that. All right, let's talk a little bit about damage, because this is where it gets a little bit weird when it comes to damage. Damage is all flat values when it comes to it, but you have to look on the chart as well. So if we flip to page 159, we have our static weapon damage chart. So she was using, let's just say, the revolver here. Let's see, she was using a, oh yeah, small pistol. That's what she probably had. A small pistol. I think she had small pistols. It does a damage value of 15. Okay. So the damage value of 15. Now, you can look on the chart, of course, and when you roll, however many levels you beat over whatever your target was gets added to the damage. So when I rolled that 9 to try to beat that 9 before, say I got a 10, that would also, I means I would hit, plus I would add 1 to the damage. Then we'd look at the chart, which would be a 16, and then we need to go, to see, you got to flip a lot of back and forth here. A lot of back and forth here. Go back to page 14, or 13, excuse me, and we see the damage here. And we said we had, what, a 16 total? So this means we look under the damage, and it tells us 16. That's 4 wounds, knockdown, and a K5. Now you're like, what's a K? What are these O's? What the heck do these mean? So we look back at the character sheet. The K's are here, and the O's are here, basically meaning kinetic, and I forgot what the other one was, but it's basically a knockout. So you automatically get 1 K and 1 O for free before you move into the shock capacity. Anything else goes right into here. Once you get down to 0, you're out. You write down your shocks taken right here. Also, wound level, like we saw before, you took 4 wounds, which would probably leave you 1, 2, 3, 4 right here incapacitated if you're taking 4 wound levels. So you probably would, based on this, so it's a 16 with a K5, you knock off 1 of the Ks, so you have 4 left, you have 4 here. That means there's 5 shock capacity left, but you are incapacitated. Now the Ks come back within an hour of rest and stuff like that, and the Os come back within minutes. If you get one of the damage levels that list KO, you were considered knocked out, regardless of how many shock capacity or whatever you have left over. So that's just the basics of how the combat works. Let's look at page, I believe it's 71. It talks a little bit more about the wound levels, which we can talk about. Let's see, page 71. Yeah. So here is the wound level. So if you're incapacitated, you have -8 to all skills. So technically, you really shouldn't be able to do anything at incapacitation, but it gives you a chance. Healing rate is 3 days, and if someone wants to try to heal you, or you want to try to heal, it's going to be a difficulty number, of 16. So, again, like I said, wound 1, wound 2, wound 3, etc. means how many wound levels? 4 would be incapacitated, so I was 100% correct there. So the O, here it is, the KO. It's a condition for knockout. K results from damage circled at a London's letter. It takes 30 minutes of rest for our K. If the same character takes an O before the K heals, he goes unconscious immediately. So that's how damage works in this game. Like I said, it's kind of a little bit complex when you look at it this way before moving into the game itself. But when you're playing it, it's really not that difficult. And it can be a lot of fun. And if it's a little, I would say it's not too much on the crunchy side. It's a lot of referencing, but it's not as bad as some other games. Some people really enjoy looking on tables and charts and things like that, and it's fun. Some people don't want to bother with that. They just want to do the dice, and that's the end of it. And me, for example, I don't mind it. I mean, I like playing games like Harp and Roll Master and stuff like that because I like looking at charts and tables and things like that. And it's not Chart Master, by the way, it's Table Master, just for those people who call Roll Master Chart Master. I know one person in my audience will appreciate that. Anyway, hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Hopefully you've learned something. If you want to see more about the MasterBook system and the games that it has, gladly I will do a video for those. Just comment below. Tell me what you think. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share the videos. Go to my website, theevildm.com, and you can find out more about what I'm doing. I have various things going on there. Hopefully you will enjoy it. So with that said, I'm going to head out. Keep it original, keep it old school. Good night, God bless, and talk to you later, folks.
Don't ever laugh as the hearse goes by, for you may be the next to die. They wrap you up in a big white sheet from